face.
I shouldn't be up here.
News for the first time ever anywhere.
And very evidently so.
How dare you? How dare you?
Tap on the shoulder. You adjust the microphone as you talk, man.
How dare you continue to look away?
Yeah. Weird.
I am so sorry
They have
to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
I've noticed you make changes to that one.
I could be. Honestly, I don't know. It's been a while, man. It's good to see you. Aren't you supposed to be at a movie theater right about now, though?
Well, yeah, I suppose, but God has other plans, I suppose. I'm gonna try and rearrange that for tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here. It's been so long, man. Yeah, I miss doing this with
Tell
you.
me about it. Hey, why are you going on about my shade? You know, about my my shades earlier for as well. What was all that about?
This is what you're referring to?
You're a fucking idiot. You know,
How about this one?
That's exactly what my ex used to say. So
That's just. I mean, this is as close as I could find.
yeah,
You look nothing like that. That's just retarded.
yeah. Well, so was she. But there we go. We're back. There we go. Here we go. Anyway, how are you? How have you been?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing much better now that we're here doing this. I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, there are big things coming. And I've never been so excited for this movement for the UK, more for America, but for the entire of Europe as well, because obviously with Trump coming in, that is massive, man. That is massive. We had MAGA, now we got mega. We got mega. We got to make Europe great again. That's
All right. just so you'll know, stream's not going in through X for some reason. So a sign-in issue. But anyway,
Yeah, I think it's because I'm not premium. That it's because I haven't got one of those accounts, like verified accounts, like where you pay to be verified, and it means you're special and you're part
right.
of their club. I ain't paying to be part of their club. They can
I hear you,
slap
man.
my ass. Excuse my French, but they can.
Yeah.
So it is
Speaking
what
of
it is.
yeah, speaking of which, viewer discretion advised. I mean,
Hey,
yeah, I mean, I curse like a sailor myself here and there. I try to, but some of the videos that you showed me that we're going to be sharing tonight, my goodness, dude, I was not ready for that. That's quite intense.
yeah. Well, look, here's going to be a warning because obviously the channel, my channel, is the patriotic Christian. So we've got a lot of patriotic Christians that, well, there's 500 in here. Before we lost the last one, which had thousands on there, this one's only got like 500 so far. So, but it's building and it will be massive by the time that I'm finished. It will be huge. However, what I'm going to say is I'm going to put a warning to you now. If you're one of those soft Christians that doesn't like horror films, or you don't, if you're not into, a bit of a, let's say, hard humor or cold stuff and stuff like that, or how to explain it. If you're into like some non-Christian stuff sometimes as being a Christian, then I don't think this show is going to be for you, because we're going to be showing some. This is a live stream. This is a watch with me live stream. We're going to be showing some videos that you wouldn't believe made it on YouTube. You wouldn't believe. I found these videos. These videos, like some of them I've shown Nico already, and he's been like, what is this? Why is this here? So yeah, so if that's not for you, look, listen, don't complain, just don't watch. As I told you all before on my channel is for a mixture of those who call themselves cultural Christians, which I'm doing a workshop for in the future. We'll talk about that on another platform, but also for those who are Christians as well, but those offered like teachings and stuff like that. So, but for tonight, we're going for the cultural Christians, the ones that just, they enjoy and celebrate the values and principles of Christianity. So, yeah, there's no doctrine tonight. There's none of that. It's just pure fun, and we're going to get straight into it.
Fun. All right. So Faces of Death kind of fun here.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you want to share the stuff on your end, or do you want me to go through it?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind doing it. I've got it ready on here anyway. So,
right. So yeah, just click on present on the bottom, and it'll give you the option to
share screen. Share screen in it. That's right. And then we'll go on to. Here we go. Oh, this is what we want to go through actually. So, the first thing that I wanted to go through actually was the epic meltdowns that so this is, I think, ones Christians can enjoy actually. The epic meltdowns that some of the Americans had when they found out that Trump become president. When they actually happened, these had me in, not just in stitches, but these had me so happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I got more satisfaction than having. Yeah, that's just.
Oops, wrong one. How do I get you up here? That's all right. All right, go for it. All yours. All right. So what do we do? Which one do we share? You're in
I've got
control.
it
You're in the
up.
driver's seat.
Is it not coming up?
Yeah, we can see it. Just choose the video that you want to show. Got to click
Oh,
on it.
has it not come up?
Oh, you know what it is? It might have because it's a new setup. Oh yeah, you just updated. It might have went to a new tab automatically. So you've got to. It looks like you have to share each tab each time you click on a video. It looks like. So click on that tab, and then on the top it'll be share this tab instead. Should I see that button?
Picture in picture or this one enhance? Mini player or theater mode? Full screen? I'm confused. Maybe you share it. Maybe you share it.
All right, let's do it that way.
You'll be the best. You've got the access to the playlist anyway.
All right. All right. So let me make sure you guys can see it. All right. Make it bigger. This one. Okay. All right. So which one do you want me to click on first?
Oh, mate, you go for whatever because they are all.
They're all the same. So let's watch the Sam Gazzo, the first
They're not
one.
all the same. Some of them are different. This is what I mean. There are some veterinary ones. There are some they're like things that you wouldn't believe that honestly there's a world out there on that playlist that you wouldn't believe exists until you see it. So we need to go there.
All right. So let's go with the most epic liberal meltdowns.
Brilliant. Oh, I just want to say hey to Sky, by the way. Hey, Sky.
Oh, come on. Commercials. Wait, what are they putting us through? Here we go.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off. Fuck. God.
Come on. You know that's not real.
It is, though. It is. This one,
Yeah.
they're crazy. The left, they're just not right in the head.
That's for sure.
Carry on.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right?
How racist this country is. Misogynist. Y'all.
It's the country that's racist, not her.
After Donald Trump destroyed Kamala Harris in the election, liberals online, on TikTok, on social media were freaking out. And we're going to go through the best meltdown clips of these liberals losing their mind, crying, and being so sad and irritated that Trump won. It's Sean Daniel here. If you guys enjoy the video, consider subscribing. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. Let's go.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off. Fuck.
Oh, God, enough of that one.
God damn it.
But you know what the thing is, though, Nico, yeah? You know that Trump's like remigrated some of the ones that come over illegally. I would have remigrated all these too. I class these anti-American. Get them away. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. We don't want people like that in the current country. If you don't love your country, don't live there. Go somewhere else.
I couldn't agree more.
That's my opinion.
That's my opinion too. Sounds good, like logical to me. All right, let's keep going. Or
I'm sorry. No.
all right, we saw her. Oh Lord, what the hell?
You really hate me that bad?
Oh.
We may not
This is the brilliant one.
have rights tomorrow. So I'm going to bed with the last bit of dignity that I have left.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep.
Like they found out McDonald's is no longer selling chicken nuggets anymore. That's how bad it is.
Oh Lord.
Disney Plus.
Y'all, like, why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why?
Oh Lord.
Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like,
My question is why she's got to be wearing the Greek keys on her head. My God, why?
why is this a thing right now? Why is this okay?
Why is the majority
I
of
can't
the
do this no more.
continent voting for something? Why?
Why do we have elections? Why?
Why?
And that's what they want. They want communism. They don't want elections. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't fucking matter. I knew it didn't.
Wake up a slave? Where do people get these ideas from?
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the
Go to bed. You haven't woken up yet, lady.
election, right? It's all we all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
It was the best night's sleep of our lives. The only thing that was a little scary was how
If only
CNN and nobody wanted to call the
if
rape.
only she took some Xanax.
I know, right? It's like a prescription that ran out.
Yeah.
If this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll be celebrating. And everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends. Like you have pro-life women dying because their doctors are scared to treat them. Because
we're not allowed to kill our kids anymore. Oh no!
Oh Lord, I'm sorry.
Are you for real? They're crying because they can't kill kids. Oh no, we can't cut off kids' genitals no more. We can't. Oh yeah, we can't unalive children, babies no more. We have no choice. Oh, boo-hoo, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, and she's saying that she's scared. Yeah, she's scared. I mean, what is she scared of? She's scared that the women won't get butchered during the procedure.
Exactly.
Ay, vey.
how did we get here? How did we get here?
The ballot
To know that
system.
there is that much ignorance and that much hate in this country. It's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How could you do this? How can you claim to be a Christian or anyone of moral values?
Did you hang on.
Support someone.
She said, "Have you seen so much hate, darling? Have you been to a BLM activist place yet? Have you been to a BLM event? Trust me, you'll see some hate. Or what about one of those pro-Palestine events? Yeah, that's where you'll see some hate there.
Or pro-choice. Pro-choice.
Yeah.
I mean, for people that are pro-choice, what are they flipping out about right now? An election? Oh, vey.
I know. Just because they don't get their own way all the time, it's madness.
Exactly.
When every word out of his mouth is hate, when he wants to pardon people who took over the Capitol. Do not do this to people that you love and care about. If you have a woman in your life, if you have an LGBTQ person in your life, if you have anyone in your life who's not white, how did we get here? Someone tell me, please.
Did you see, Nico, did you see that group of LGBTQ people that actually voted for Trump? There was this video I seen not so long, just before Trump, before they did all the things on the TV where they were showing all the swing states and stuff like that. And they were talking about the LGBTQ communities. and about how some of them got together to talk to the news programs.
Let me make
But they were only talking to places like Fox News, because the CNN and other people like that, they wouldn't interview them. It was only Fox News that would interview them. So there were LGBTQ communities doing it. Oh, don't even get me started on this witch. This is Satan in disguise right here.
The Antichrist. The Antichrist is a woman. All right.
Because the only way I see it is that, like, either he cheated and that was his secret, or this country is built on so much hate, and we might never get.
Look in the mirror. If you're worried about hate, stop hating. How about there? Start there. Start with yourself. Lord have mercy.
Your guys literally tried to assassinate him.
Mm.
You're talking about hate.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. You are dead to me.
Oof.
Go ahead and block me. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I really don't.
I don't care. I'm just gonna get on TikTok and say crazy stuff really passionately, but I don't care.
Is the one that has the hate campaign. Trump just keeps it real, but liberals can't handle it.
Just absolutely cannot fucking wait for this to be over.
What does that mean in her world?
And dude.
Oops. All right. Let me zip through this.
What's that?
All right,
you got to wait 4 more years for it to be over.
You got to get premium.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't. Even if I had $1 zillion, I still will not give YouTube a penny of my money.
Do you know what? YouTube's the only one that does get my penny.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Meltdown. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country, and see what's happening.
Try taking a tissue out of your eye. Maybe you can see better.
And how hard we're all fighting for rights not to be taken away from people. I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the pain of this situation.
She said hysterically, histrionics or something to that effect.
Does she not realize neither that they're getting more rights than they were when they were with Biden? Biden took rights away from people. He took rights away from children. He took rights away from women. He took rights away from absolutely everybody. And they writ up plans to give up rights away from America. Look, you name it. America wasn't America no more. It was basically the whole globes. Now America is America again. And that's what this whole thing was about. Getting America back. The USA.
USA.
Go USA. That's the only flag missing there, and I'm telling you, I'm getting one next week. It's going up there.
There.
And then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from around the world supporting us and cheering us on. I am 48 years old, and I have never experienced anything like this, and never thought I would in this country. It's like
maybe she's got going through a menopause.
Yeah, good call.
All those symptoms that she's just described very, very descriptively that she's going.
Yep. No no introspection at all whatsoever.
No. I've had enough of these. I can't watch any more of these because I end up smashing up the laptop.
I'm with you.
Right, let's find some random one. Pick a random one. We got to pick a random.
All right. How about the first one on the list? Sam Gozo.
Which one?
Sam Gozo, Solo World Drill Championships.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. Not many people know about this, but I didn't know about this till I watched this. You watch this, how amazingly skilled these
Η κουρίνα και τα pet city φροντίζουν
these
αυτούς.
soldiers are. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Whoa. It looks scary. All right.
Go! Oh yeah, let's go.
Good gravy.
Let's go. All right. Get it, get it.
Master Sergeant. Drilling in the name of you guard America from Washington, D.C. for the Art Drill Clothing and Animode Empire. I am Expedition Soloist Samuel Gozo, and I'm prepared to conduct Solo Arm Expedition Drill. Request your permission to utilize your drill area, Master Sergeant.
Very well, carry on.
Thank you.
Good gravy.
There it is. All right. There you go.
Wow.
Who knew that existed?
Yeah. I would not want to piss this guy off.
I for one didn't know that existed. That is hard shit to do as well. I'm telling you now.
No doubt. I mean, just throwing it up in the air as high as you did and catching it.
Exactly.
That was, yeah. Guys doing like kung fu moves.
Yeah. I mean, you usually see like stuff like this with North Korea, you know, where they're like standing or lying on glass and breaking bricks on their chest and doing all that stuff. But like, and you think, well, what do our soldiers do? Like, all they do is we see them like march in formation and stuff like that. Oh, whoopsie do. But then you see stuff like this, like drill championships, and you think, shit, we're actually the dog's bollocks at this stuff. Like, if you get us to do the same stuff as what they do, do you know what I mean? We'd be just as good, definitely.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'd never seen this before, and I thought that was a really good thing to see.
I'll see if I can find it, but when we get a chance next video. But yeah, I mean, basically, if you see, I've seen drills of I can't remember which Middle Eastern country it was, but they were just, it was embarrassing. It was really, really bad. So yeah, there's worse out there, that's for sure. All right, should we go to the next thing?
Yeah. There's gonna be some fun ones coming up soon.
Oh Lord, yeah. The boy.
We got to go to a random one soon. What's this one?
This is just another commercial, man. Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is.
What would you do if you felt you had been born into the wrong species?
When I started feeling that I was non-human, I was around.
Is this the right one? Is this the wrong one?
Yeah.
All right.
On 10 or 11.
An increasing number of people believe they are more animal than human.
I would definitely say that I have species dysmorphia.
I have these hands and this body, but internally, I am a leopard.
On all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
Joined by a belief system and a growing internet presence, these people are meeting and forming relationships.
We are raccoon and leopard. There's not too relevant to whether or not we love each other.
Yay! There you go. No, I mean, I have a student who actually I had a few, but I have a regular student who just I mean, every time she wants to pretend that she's a cat, and I mean, I think I finally broke her of it. Finally. I mean, but it just took some, keeping it real and respectfully letting her know that that's inappropriate, make her uncomfortable. And when she finally realizes that she's being
you got
wow.
too much more patience than I have, because for me, you know how I am as well, Nico. Like after a while now, I would end up telling it how it is, and it is simple as. And do you really think I could be in the same room as some of these people? It would not go well. It would not go well. And it would just be like, do you know I identify as a furry? Oh, yeah. Not anymore. You're in the military, son. 10 press-ups. Oh my! I'm telling you now, I couldn't. And then you got the one saying, "Oh, keep playing, because it gets more interesting."
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it takes, man. It takes people just being real with them to help them.
People have to see it. People have to see it, because this is real. This is real.
Yeah, I deal with it all the time. Chinese students, American students, it doesn't matter.
When instincts take over, and before you know it, you're clawing and biting your other half to pieces and wondering why the both of you are enjoying it so much.
For the first time, we are welcomed into the world of human animals.
I began to get concerned because it sounded almost like mental illness to me. My child telling me that he's half animal.
These are paperworks for my name change to my wolf name, which is Shiro Wolf.
I mean, we're not being welcomed into. This is all a propagation of.
What's he dressing up like?
In our changing world, a new subculture of humanity is evolving.
Evolving? Oh,
These
we're
people
evolving
don't
now.
believe that they are human at
Not
all.
digressing. We're evolving.
Identifying with a particular species, they are collectively known as otherkin and therians. Some choose to dress up as the species they think they are. Otherkin and therians live all over the world and share one common belief. They think they are animals.
Yeah, I got a species for you. It's called cyborg zombie goat. That's what we're looking at.
Nico, we should come up with one that they could think is absolutely impossible. That one that they can go against. So I don't know.
White Christian man. That's one they'll never go for.
Yeah. No, what if we can come up with like a goldfish that is a dog, that is also a reptile, but it's got to be every single type of impossible land living animal, so that it wouldn't survive in any climate on Earth. And then just say, look, this is me. This is who I am. And turn up. Just see how they react.
I kind of wonder. Yeah, I was going to say like a Barack or something like that. Like Islam's half mule, half girl's face.
Here's a question for you. Would you rather be a Muslim, or would you rather be one of those? That's a tough question. Believe in flying ants, unicorns, drinking urine,
eating
having
feces
sex with 9-year-old children,
the dad.
I mean, graping your dead aunt in the coffin,
bestiality,
doing stuff to dogs and animals and other things.
So they would fit right in there, no pun intended. They would fit right in, but
or dressing up as a dog. I mean, for me, I think I prefer the latter, to be fair. But
yeah, fair enough. was the New
New
Yorkers.
York.
Sorry?
It has to be New York, doesn't it?
Yeah, we said the same thing at the same time, exactly.
People ask me, well, do you ever get sick of it? Do you ever get sick of thinking about it? Do I ever get sick of thinking about my elbow? I don't really have to think about it. It's just there. It's just a part of who you are.
Caleb Carges lives on the outskirts of Buffalo, New York. He is not your usual teenager.
My species is, well, definitely a wolf. Lately, I've been leaning more towards red wolf specifically, not only because the type of environments I like, but also because of the way I act. If I could look in the mirror and choose what I saw, I would see an anthropomorphized version of myself.
Okay, so yeah, it said a couple of things. I'm sorry, I'm going to be all nerdy, but yeah, it's the way I act. Again, the problem with modern sciences is they forced us to stop referencing or using behavioral science and focus only on the cognitive science. And this is the end result. And this is why they want people to make everything normalized, including these behaviors. But he said himself, his behavior. I mean, there's no way of getting around behavior if you're going to be at least partially real. Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, well, once I've sent this to Doge, this is gone. So
Yeah.
thank you for the. I am
Amen.
seriously.
Good for you.
I've got this collected. It's going to Doge. Elon, you're removing this. This is going to be gone soon.
That's a great setting a great example there. Send your stuff to Doge. Report them. Like
that's it.
That was half wolf, half human.
Caleb is part of the growing phenomenon of people who believe in some way that they are an animal.
We believe that mentally, or at least cognitively, we are more connected
There it
with
is,
the
cognitive.
animal side of ourselves than we are the human side of ourselves. And whether that be...
I mean, you notice when he starts explaining to it scientifically, he starts getting real.
Yeah.
But now he's looking to the right, and now he's like triggering again his creative, his imagination. Let's see what he sees next. But undoubtedly, this is going to be completely out of his imagination. Just reading his body language.
Wait until they have their get together and they start playing.
Oh Lord!
Be just the way we try to act in our life, or the way we try to communicate with the people we love or our friends. It's something that's very noticeable. It's something that needs to be constantly purged in your head, because you constantly have to realize, oh, that's.
I mean, yeah, he goes in and out of a lot of the things you're saying here is pretty real, pretty spot on. So it's I find that intriguing.
Right. That's right. I think differently.
Therians.
I mean, so he can recognize that it's all up in his head. Basically, he's admitting the truth here. So if he's able to acknowledge and realize that, then why does he just cut the BS? I mean, what I think the question here is, how much of the problem is him, and how much of the problem is the people around him who are, let's say, empowering him to behave this way?
Identify psychologically and spiritually with an animal. And since the age of 6,
spiritually with an animal? How do you spiritually identify, connect with an animal? Anyone? I imagine Muslims have some idea. Oh yeah. On that note, in case you guys don't know, and I'm sure you do, but in case you don't know, if you're a Muslim and you get to Jannah, this is your reward here. 72 virgins.
Yeah, 72 furries.
Oh Lord.
6, Caleb has believed he is a wolf.
I have a couple tails. This is the one that I've been wearing for the most part. It's a little bit less realistic. This one's a bit more cartoony, but I like it because it's easier to manage. I used to have actually what was a decommissioned fursuit tail, and it bothered the hell out of me because it was just inconvenient in every way. And this one's like a lot more cute and a lot more playful. So to go out in public with it, I think it fits a lot more. But it fits me and it fits my size and it has my colors. That's actually where I sleep. Right now there's a cat where I sleep, but normally that's where I sleep. And it's mostly computers in here actually.
It's enemy. It's enemy is sleeping where he's.
That's what I was thinking too. That's like lunch.
Yeah.
But he's also got the dream catcher on the wall and all that, so it's spiritual. He's a spiritual animal.
Do you reckon when they breed, like, and then when one gives birth, they pretend that it's a puppy, so like they start like breastfeeding it, but they're like going, "Oh, it's breastfeeding."
Lord have mercy.
It's suckling.
Yeah.
I like it quite a lot because it gets quite warm in here. And as a red wolf, I like warm temperatures.
Caleb lives at home with Dad Jim, brother Chris, and his mom, Mary Ellen.
Well, when you first told me about
See, there's
being
no
Etherean,
excuse. There's a dad there. There is a dad there failing to be a dad. He is failing to be a dad. The mother does the nurturing. I know that. That's fine. The mother, she might be able to have some words of him, maybe able to try and calm him and talk him out of it, whatever. But there is a fucking dad there, excuse my French, who should be slamming down the rules, saying, "Listen, stop this shit, or you're out." Simple, because we're not playing. This is not normal, son. I'm gonna take you to the army. You're gonna sign up. You're gonna do 4 years, and you're gonna become back a man. All right, I promise you. This is for your own good. That's what his dad should be doing. That's what I would do if my son was coming up with that shit. That's exactly what I'd be doing.
Simply put.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've recently been educated with some people in Greece who are either education leaders already or leaders of creating the educational system in Greece. And it was also becoming liberal. This was in the 20 teens. And some of them would argue, a lot of all these libtard arguments, including, and then the mass media argument of beating the gay out. Yeah. I mean, as offensive as that sounds to some people, if your child has serious problems and it doesn't understand words, you're not left with much else. I mean, especially when they're young. But, at that age, again, that's a whole other conversation.
This kid's old enough to go join the army. So he's old. He's old enough to work. He's old enough to go and do something with his life. Instead, he wants to put a fake. He wants to actually be able to choose which color tail to put on which occasion that he goes out with his furry friends, and run around in the woods with. That to me, I would not be able to sit in a house with a flag representing my country after looking at the country, looking at the flag at what the country represents and what it's fell for and what it's been through, and know that flag is sat outside my house for that reason. I'd have to do something about my child be acting in that way. I'd have to.
Yeah, and it did show that little sequence of the flag, just to try to, again, normalize this, say this is an all-American behavior and all that. But notice the diversity in this family. I mean, this kid over here, is he a friend of the family, or is he an adopted child, or what's going on here?
Oh, we're about to find out.
All right.
and you said you felt you were part animal. And you said to me, Mom, what you look at when you see me, this is not who I am. I'm actually somebody very different. I questioned if you were schizophrenic or mentally ill. And then when you told me that, when I asked how long you had felt this way, and you told me it went all the way back to when you were around 6 years old, that you had been carrying this with you, that you really felt that part of you was this wolf. I've come to really accept it and support it.
Yeah.
That's where the discussion should have happened. If he could have turned around and said to his mom, Mom, do you know what? I think I might be a wolf or a dog. It's come from somewhere. He's either watched the program or he has watched some kind of something has inspired him that he is a wolf, or he is part of a wolf, or maybe it could be Jungle Book. I mean, look at Mowgli. He thinks he's part of a wolf. He got brought up in a wolf family, didn't he? Maybe he watched Jungle Book and thought that he was the same, and that he was just like Mowgli. It could have been anything, and she could have said, "No, honey, it's because you just watched this." It could have been something so simple as that, or it could have been, she could have sat him down and explained properly that actually, no, you are completely wrong with this. You are completely wrong with this, and got the dad to sit down. They should have all sat down as a family meeting. If it got that bad, they should have got then the doctors and things like that, and instead of just leaving it into it. She said it herself. I thought you were schizophrenic.
Right. Well, time to get help if you think you're schizophrenic, instead of saying, "Oh, okay, well, it's okay."
But instead, now she's decided, yeah, do you know what? I'll do the laziest thing what I can do, because we're not allowed to do anything with children no more, because we'll get in trouble. So we'll just let them be what they want to be. Because we don't have rights no more to discipline our children. Because if we do, we're the ones that get in trouble. So we leave them to do what they can be, do whatever they want. That's the problem.
Can I get preachy here and share a personal anecdote, or should I just keep on going?
Yeah, no, of course.
All right. So, to my audience, my forgiveness in a previous life, let's call it that. A black slid, whatever. I lived in sin for a few years, ended up being responsible for a child that was not mine. And that was quite the experience.
I've been there before.
Yeah,
Recently and more recently. But
but so this child was she literally terrified everyone in the neighborhood, terrified all my family members, anyone who'd visit. She was quite scary at the age of 8, 9 years old. She was quite. I mean, when you see Nanny 911 and all that, like the worst case scenario, she was worse than that.
Yeah.
So what happened was we took her to the specialist, this, that, and the other. All kinds of things happened. No real solution. And basically, a Mexican dude, he said, "Look, us Mexicans, we have like 2 or 3 different families living in the same house. We're all working, and we leave our children with someone else. And so what are you going to do? You got to discipline a child. And so we allow other people to, spank the kids." And he was challenging me. He was like, if you're going to be with this woman, a single mom, you either got to be fully invested or leave them alone. Let them go somewhere else where they're in better hands. In other words,
that's what. Do you know what? That's exactly. I've gone as far as now as believing, as from literally, I would say probably 8 or 9 months ago to 100%. I went from 80% about 8 or 9 months ago, but to 100% the other day, to believing that you should not enter into a relationship where there are already children. You just can't do it. It's a no-go. And there are so many reasons for it. You don't have the same rights. And for a start, the moment you develop a bond or a relationship with that child, you have no rights if anything goes wrong. And believe me, either end of the spectrum of either a man or a woman can turn around and say, "Oh, do you know what? I'll be with you forever, no matter what," and they'll repeat it, and they'll repeat it, and they'll repeat it. They'll say this stuff. Until the cows come home. But when it comes to the crunch, they don't actually mean it. And that day will come when they actually turn around and they say, "Do you know what? I don't want to do nothing no more." And they keep the kids. And then what do? You haven't just got a broken heart from that woman. You got a broken heart from that children. It's happened to me. I've raised 6 children now over a period of 13 years. You're talking to someone with experience. 13 years I've raised children What have I got out of it apart from a broken heart? Don't get me
Right.
wrong. The 6 kids, they're my heart and my door is always open to them, always, forever will be, and I've made that promise from day one to them. However, what have I got from it? Nothing. So what I find is, at the end of the day, and you're seeing a lot of these problems as well. You're seeing a lot of young girls having children at young ages with this could be a conversation for another day, but having children with people just for the sake of it. They're doing it for benefits. They're doing it for, oh, look at us, let's make a family, let's do this, let's be adults, let's play happy families, let's do this, let's do that, and they do it for the wrong reasons, and then they get knocked about, they get a black eye or two, and they realize that actually this was a bad idea. And then what's next? They look for someone else, they get with someone else, and they realize that person wasn't the one. A bit too late then. Even if that person treats them like royalty, it doesn't matter. It's too late. And sorry, but that's where I stand on it. It's unfortunately, where I stand, if you're gonna have children now, I believe, and this is where I believe with the Bible comes in. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of single mums out there that do an amazing job bringing up children on their own. There have been single mums out there that have brought up some amazing children on their own without a father
Like
figure in life.
like Tupac's mother, dear mama,
Yeah,
crack mama.
and you
Sorry.
yeah, you do have those examples of like women that have brought up children on their own, and they've had no help from no man, and they've done it all themselves. Fair play to them, and my hat goes off to them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, but 90, I would say a good 90% of them struggle. And if you are lucky enough to have a relationship where you might not have the dad involved in a relationship as such, but he's there and he plays a part of their life. He attends, and sees them as and when, supports them financially, does this, does that, shows that he cares and does what he does, then that's great. It could work. It can work too. But I'm telling you now, when you have some of these single women that are just getting with men left, right, and center, and doing this and testing the water, and it's a no-go. But anyway, let's continue with let's continue.
Well, I wanted to push back on that if I can, or you don't want to get off on a.
Yeah, no. Go on, push back.
All right, so there's a couple of things. I wanted to really, the reason I brought that story up was to talk about what I mentioned before about beating the gay out and whether or not that's appropriate. But before I get to that, I just want to push back a little bit on the idea that women do it all alone, these single moms. I would argue I've yet to see a case where that's actually true. And what I mean by that is that single moms, at the very least, tend to rely on help from family members or friends for different things like babysitting and all that, if not financial support. But also, many of them tend to, at least in the United States, they rely on different agencies to help them with different things, different aspects of their lives too. So it's not.
Of course, there's that aspect for it, but I don't believe that makes it the be all and end all. Do you know what I mean? I believe that those little extra things are there, and they are good, and they are good supplies for them. But I believe that, because a woman nurtures. I mean, I've always believed, like, especially when I look at the Bible now, I mean, before I looked at the Bible when I was an atheist, and I used to think about, oh yeah, you don't need a mum, you don't need a dad. A mum can raise the children, dad can raise a child easily, no matter what. No, even to this day believe a dad cannot raise a child on his own.
Yeah.
There needs to be a mother there. It's the same vice versa, because they both have different qualities that they bring together for that child. That's why it's important for there to be that marriage or that wedlock before the child. And
Yep.
this is the importance of today. That's why we're seeing so many problems on the streets today. If you look how many problems there are, if you look at the scale, if you actually calculated the amount of women that are out there now that are unmarried, that have children, that with no fathers around, or fathers that are deadbeat dads that just turn up out of nowhere every now and then when they want a place to stay, or when they want this, or when they want that, or when they want to. Trust me, I can tell you some stories, believe
Yeah.
me.
I've seen that too.
Yeah. And it is abysmal. And that's why this country is demoralized, completely demoralized, because we have lost our traditional Christian values and principles. Our Christian values and principles are being destroyed. And unless we have a renaissance and start filling up those pews and filling up those churches and temples with people again, teaching them the basics and fundamentals of Christianity, we are going to be effed in the next decade or two. I promise you this. We are already a generation away from this whole world from being ripped apart unless we sort ourselves out. There definitely needs to be a renaissance Christianity, and that's with children now. That's with children in these broken homes. But we take one step at a time. That's the step that I'm working towards to now. That's what we're trying to do as a movement. We're trying to bring people back into the Christian values and principles, and try and get them into a 12-week course where we teach them the basics, the fundamentals. And we, at the end of the 12-week course, we'd say, listen, go off for 4 weeks. Go practice what we've taught you for 4 weeks. Go prayer. Go see if you can find a miracle somewhere. Go talk to some other Christians. See how your life changes. Practice this, practice that. Tell us how you feel at the end of the 4 weeks. If your life hasn't changed after the 4 weeks, then you can go on and continue being a cultural Christian. At least you could say you tried something new and you've learned something new for free. But if you want to, we'll baptize you at the end of it. We'll class you as a Christian at the end of it, and we'll welcome you into a community and a loving family. I think that is ideal, and that's what I want to bring into the UK. That's what we want to introduce, hopefully, as a movement, and there's talks around it, so hopefully we're going to get that going. But anyway, Godspeed. Let's move on to the video.
Right.
I get a little bit sad sometimes that Caleb is so involved in his own world that he seldom comes into our world.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, there's going to be an opportunity for me to talk about it, but yeah, anyways, let's keep going.
Caleb is not unique in his beliefs. He is part of a small Therian community of people in Buffalo. They include Stephen, a leopard, and Timothy, a raccoon. Together, they run an amateur radio show from his
I should have
bedroom.
been laughing, but this is
Broadcast to hundreds of people like them all around the world.
I wonder what it smells like.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 102. I am your host for this evening, Paradox the Wolf.
I am your Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
I'm your co-host in training, Shroud the Leopard.
I'm your guest, Minok the Raccoon.
All right, next email that I got here. Hey guys, my name is Kobe, and I am an orange, blue, and white male German Shepherd. I am also bisexual, and I am 19 years old, and I'm having some huge issues with my...
This is like an episode of Big Bang Theory on steroids.
A fucking 19-year-old, what was it? Orange fucking German Shepherd? Oh my God. You fucking...
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but this is just so absurd. What else are you going to
That's
do?
the oldest German Shepherd I've heard of. It must have hip dysplasia, fucking arthritis, rheumatoid. Poor fucking Jesus. Sorry. Oh my days. Sorry, Lord, for
parents in
blasphemy.
relation to being Therian. Is there any help explaining this to them?
How did you do it?
I don't even remember.
Oh.
I don't remember. I don't know. I'm just crazy.
Oh, I just don't have the answers. Just be yourself.
I barely
Yeah.
touched on it because my parents just didn't care. My mom just wanted me to be safe. My dad said that I could have whatever beliefs I wanted as long as I wasn't hurting anyone.
Oh, you
hurting
had easy
myself.
too.
Yeah, it was easy.
Liberal.
Yeah. As long as you're not hurting anyone. What about...
Don't hurt anyone, and you can be who you want to be, son.
What about himself? What about your child? Your child is hurt, obviously. His brain has got some issues there. That's hurt. That's damage.
So I can be what a jihadist, and as long as I don't hurt anyone, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they show solidarity, and all of them show solidarity with Islam.
Until that day turns.
Right.
Until that day turns when I change my mind and I do wanna act out. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother found out. She asked me if she had done anything wrong as a parent. and I was like, no.
My parents are always the live and let live type, as long as you're happy kind of people.
Right.
So as far as how I had to do it, it's not like I can.
And notice again, they're always with the pagan ideologies there. The Buddha in the background, the dream catcher in his bedroom. That's not a coincidence. FYI, it's not a coincidence.
For advice from my personal experience, because I had it easy.
Caleb and his friends are fortunate that they are content feeling like animals. For others, though, this is not the case.
Oh no, the victims. They're animals and nobody understands. Is that where we're going here?
We'll see.
These are some of my wolf shirts. I've got probably over 50. This is my absolute favorite of them all, and it's one of my newer ones. It's got
Matthew Schimmel. All right, I'm biting my tongue.
like the wolf in the moon, and it's the full body wolf, and it's purple. I just love it. It's beautiful.
18-year-old Matthew Schimmel lives in Brunswick, Georgia.
You know, I'm noticing something here that's quite evident and obvious, and that's how some of them tend to be flamboyant, probably queer, give or take. I mean, you know, they're young. I don't want to put that on them, but obviously there's some flamboyancy there.
They're all part of the LGBT, whatever,
Okay.
A to Z community. Yeah, of course they are.
All right. Again, so I'm not like a PhD psychologist or anything, but
I don't think you have to be.
right. Well, I mean, I want to postulate this. It's interesting that people who have trauma when they're young, who've been molested and all that, either become sexually stimulated, sexually active at an early age, or they start doing these weird behaviors, these extreme behaviors to get away from it, or to distract themselves from that trauma. Crazy grooming, or hurting yourself, or
Well, if you look at trauma, in some sense, right? Go to the trauma back in my great granddad's day, or my granddad's day, yeah. The trauma they had when their dads come home and I don't know, they put their hands in their pocket and took £1 out of it or something like that. and they got a slipper or they got the belt around their face. That's trauma. Did they go out buggering people and pretending to be cats? No, did they? Hell. So
Right.
why is this all started becoming on now? It's
Right.
because it's boredom. It's because there's nothing for them left to do. They have a lack of identity. They have been taught that it's wrong to be American. That to be an American, you're a colonialist. It's the same over here in the UK. You have been taught if you are British, then you are nothing but someone who's gone over and done slavery. You've been taught that you've been gone and done this, you've gone and done that. You're part of the British Empire was bad. The British Empire did this, the British Empire did that. That's what it is. And about America as well. Yeah, you did this in Afghanistan. You did this in Iraq. You made people homeless. You caused all these wars. That's why we should let all these people in. That's where these ideologies they come from and they spread from. And they get born out of them as well. And you get all these others that are born out of them as well. They're all fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But that's where they come from. They genuinely do, because they have a lack of identity. They don't want to be American and proud and stand for the flag and work for the flag and be proud of who they are and have these values and same traditional principles. Like I said, we're going back to the Christian traditional. If you go back 30, 40, 50 years ago, you'll find everyone's grandparents, they went to church on a Sunday, they come home, they would have their own roast chicken dinner. That would be a basic, or a turkey dinner in some cases. It depends where you were. That some would sing songs, some would do this, some would go to the pub. So, they'd all have these certain traditions of who they were. That's all gone. That's all gone now. And you'd have the families as well that would get together. And you'd see family times get together. And it wouldn't be just on birthdays or christenings or Christmases. This will be just random barbecue days in the garden where cousins, aunties, uncles, and even sides of the other family would come over and mix. You don't have that anymore. It's all gone.
Yeah.
And it's worrying because you want that all to come back. And that's what needs to come back. We need to be proud of who we are, family, community, but more importantly, it's who you are. Identity. Identity is foremost. That's the key. Who you are, and be proud of who you are. Children at school should be teaching first and foremost, you are British or you are American. These people are your heroes, whether it be, I don't know, for our case, Winston Churchill. Yeah, we love Winston Churchill and other people like Anne Boleyn and other people like that. Whereas in America, you name yours in America. Who would be, the guys who did that founded the Constitution? Ours would be the ones with the Magna Carta that shared democracy across the world. We should be proud of Industrial Revolution and share in that. That's what Great Britain did. We shared all this. But we don't teach the kids that. We teach the kids that, oh, are you holding a Barbie doll there, George? Oh, that must mean that you're a girl. Let's talk to your parents about you being called Georgia instead of being called George. They talk to the parents. Yeah, we think that George should be called Georgia and not George anymore. And we got social services involved, and now you don't have a say. And if you do say anything, we'll take your children off you. This is where this is the world that we live in, I'm afraid. So again, like I said, the most important thing is identity, patriotism, community, values, principles. And the only ways you can do that, I mean, no disrespects. If you look at the Muslim community, what do you see? They have all got something to die for. There's leadership. There's community. They would rather die for what they believe in than live on their knees for something that they wouldn't believe in.
Did you say on their knees?
Alrighty then.
Sorry. No. Sorry.
Only when they're bowing down for Muhammad from
Yeah. No, that was the wrong. Sorry, that was the wrong asset. I want to share this one.
And this is what concerns me when people talk about civil, yeah, and other things like that. We're looking at people who are more divided than absolute ever over everything, versus a community that will listen to any leader, that are disciplined in every single possible way, that would prefer to die than live over what they believe in, and that would literally give their lives for what they believe in.
Well, I mean,
this is the concerns I have, but again, that's a talk for another day.
yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and it's to some degree, I agree with part of what you're saying there with regards to. Yeah, I mean, that's one of my complaints we have in the States. We've got it put in our heads that Americans have no culture, which is insane. But it's this divisive conditioning where it's exactly that. It's to make you feel like you have no identity, you have no place to anchor, and therefore you're lost. You got your ass hanging out in the wind, and you're therefore easy to manipulate. So when someone comes along, like a Muslim, and like you start saying, "Oh wow, look at that tradition and solidarity and all this nonsense," it's not accidental. By the way, that asset that I played earlier was the wrong one. Let me just play the right one now. When you mentioned being on your knees.
Asshole mio, oh sada mia.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. Mass media and how much it's influencing people, including what we're talking about here, about these furries. And you said so. Oops, looks like we lost him. He'll be back. Froze. And he mentioned it earlier himself, how media has a role to play in this. Their influences. You watch things when you're young, and you start thinking you're that character, and that's the problem with these kids, obviously. All right, let's keep going. I'm sure he'll be back.
That's my diploma from when I graduated high school, and they had actually put Wolfie on the side of it. This is really cool. This, when I turn it on, it'll sound like a waterfall light up, and the wolf will howl. It's getting there. So yeah, I've always loved this one.
And here's another one, more emasculation, and this is grassroots. Little kids are playing this. They're idolizing even this animal behavior, this demonic stuff. It's just, yeah. But video gaming is one thing that's completely underrated when it comes to conditioning.
It is not just wolf memorabilia that sets Matthew apart from other teenagers.
In a personal, integral, and non-physical level, I am a wolf. It's very spiritual for me. I believe I have the spirit of a wolf. It's also very psychological. I behave like a wolf. I feel when I refer to myself, I am a wolf. Basically, other than the fact that I have a human body and human flesh, I am a wolf. I can't really give you a number of how many Therians are out there. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands in communities that I know about and that I'm a member of. Obviously, there's wolves. I'm a wolf.
I hope that's a figure that's just he's pulling out of his wahoo and not a real statistic, but it wouldn't surprise me. Again, I deal with these kinds of children in classrooms and whatnot on a regular basis. Like I said, from West Coast all the way to China, and it's just a mess.
You know, cats, foxes, domestic cats, tigers, lions, flies.
We get it,
I've met,
man.
believe it or not, several insects. To myself, I see a black wolf on all fours walking. And that's how I want to be pictured a lot of times, because that's what I am, you know. You see me as this person, and I see...
Hurry up, man. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Where you at?
myself as a wolf.
Growing up and believing something that no one else could see meant that Matthew had a tough time at school.
Day-to-day life at school was a living hell in every sense of the word. The only reason I survived was because of my very few close friends who I am still fiercely loyal to this day. The same loyalty a wolf...
Survive? What is that supposed to mean? The only reason you survived? The only reason you survived? Oh, boy. Anyway.
Would have to his pack.
I'm always at home most of the time, and my mom's at home most of the time, so...
One of those loyal friends from school is Jade.
The first thing I noticed was the tail. It was the first thing I noticed about him. And then he had a wolf shirt on.
Jade is also a wolf and instantly bonded with Matthew due to their similar beliefs.
He was the one who actually brought up Therians. And at that time, I was still kind of new to the whole concept. Like, I knew that about, me being a wolf, but I didn't know the technical term for it.
We just hang out here, really.
Yeah.
It's a nice place to go.
It's quiet.
It's quiet. You can
quieter.
meditate here. No distractions from random people, you know. It makes me feel more connected being here because...
Yeah, so basically what you're looking at now is a comic from the 80s, a comic book. Yet another one that, idolized the wolf and this special relationship with wolves and being like a wolf and all that is quite common. Norse mythologies as well, right? So this is, again, this is just children getting these crazy ideas in their head from mass media, but adults, instead of correcting them, encouraging this behavior or this concept that was put into their heads, and now we have quite a problem, a societal problem. But let me ask you guys this question. For example, one of the most common furries is a cat, is it not? What kind of behavior in general do we associate with felines? Is it not sensual? Sexual behavior? Could it be a coincidence that these young children are being encouraged to be like animals on all fours? Just putting that out there.
It means a lot to me that, he has included me in his pack and kind of taken me in. Because, like, for the longest time, it seemed like nobody was there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't normally get to do that.
It's a huge release because
Yeah.
you kind of have to bottle so much up inside when you're certain places, and you can just let it all out.
So sad. So sad.
Not only limited to America, people who identify with animals live all over the world. Ben and Kimberly live on a farm in West Sussex, in the remote countryside of England. They are one of the handful of otherkin couples who are married.
Our relationship with our dog is definitely a pack relationship, much like it is with any other dog, really. But I think in our case, it helps a lot more that we're kind of a little bit attuned to maybe the way he's thinking. He's maybe a little bit attuned to the way we're thinking. It's kind of like having a little version of us.
Ben and Kimberly feel that they share their bodies with the spirit of a wolf.
This is the drawing of Ben and myself that
Sorry about that, Nico.
that my friend Lorna did, which,
Here you go.
as you can tell, is just absolutely beautiful. It's so nice to have a proper representation like that.
Yeah, no, I was just taking the opportunity while you're gone to talk all kinds of crap about you. Hope you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. You're so easy to get along with.
Yeah.
No, but sorry, go.
I think I was listening to some of the shit about that kid being a fucking wolf. The only do you know what? Do you know what I would do? Do you know what I'd honestly do to test it?
I got to hear this. Go for it.
Oh, put him in a pack of wolves.
Yeah, that'll get it.
Say, here you go. Here's your family.
Yeah, that would cure them really quick. Like you're absolutely right.
Or give him a bowl of pedigree chum. Here you are. Here's your dinner, son.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, shall we keep going with this?
Yeah. No, let's go on one of the veterinary ones.
All right. Okay. We've got England, where free speech is illegal inside the former migrant manor. Chaos and okay, this is here's one. Most evil stream ever. Let's try this one.
This is how AI optimizes my schedule.
Good gravy. I see what you mean, man. This is ridiculous.
Popular Japanese game show tortured a man for a year and broadcast it every Sunday night. This isn't like reality TV where it's all fake and scripted, not to ruin Christmas for all the believers out there. This was legitimately torturing another human being for the sake of entertainment. And it was extremely popular, averaging 17 million viewers every Sunday night that they'd play the clips.
And I know, has anyone ever heard of Squid Games? Did I lose him again? Bummer. Yeah, Squid Games, a Korean TV show, really popular, including in America. All my young students bring it up. So even popular with young little kids for some reason. Again, this is a problem. Let me just go back a minute. I was talking about earlier about corporal punishment. About spare the rod, spoil the child, and beating out the gay and all that. I just want to put it in perspective. Again, the reason I brought up that personal anecdote, that story about the young kid, as we're waiting for Patriotic Christian to come back here. So yeah, basically, again, this is a kid that was terrorizing the neighborhood, family members, everyone. Just in contact, nanny 911, just worse than any kid you'd ever meet. Really, I mean, I'm not exaggerating at all. Specialists, family counselors, and all that couldn't help. So again, the Mexican guy said, "You know what? You just got to man up. You're either going to be serious about being the father figure of that family, of that home, or you got to let them go." And of course, I didn't want to let them go because at that point, definitely loved her mother. So I wasn't really crazy about the kid, if I'm going to be honest. But at any rate, so I was like, okay. And I had that conversation with the mother. And she agreed, yeah, all right, we've got to do the old-fashioned way because nothing else is working. And sure enough, it took 2.5 spankings. 2.5 spankings. And I'm not talking about what you see in Hollywood movies where you get the belt and you start doing all crazy things, or you fly off the handle and you smack a kid in the face for no reason. I'm talking about old-fashioned spanking, a belt and stuff like that, when she was like freaking out. For example, she would start destroying her entire bedroom because she couldn't have a second or third helping of ice cream right before she went to bed. All right, and I mean literally trashing everything, yelling off the top of her lungs, saying, help, like trying to get the police involved, like she's being somehow victimized for not being able to have ice cream. Oh, you're back. I'll put you back on stage.
I'm coming on the phone.
All right, can you
hear me?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This
yeah,
way,
I'll just come back. Yeah.
Because the laptop is it's being funny, so I thought I'd come back on the phone.
All right, no worries. I've got about an hour or so to go, and then I've got to jump on to Paul Sutliff's weekly stream too, just so you'll know. So about an hour and a half.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was just kind of going back and sharing the anecdote about why, corporal punishment, sparing the rod, spoiling the child, and my personal story about that crazy kid who was diagnosed again with oppositional defiant disorder. It's the precursor, the childhood version of just basically the craziest psychosis you can get. And so, basically, again, the challenge from the Mexican, I spanked her a couple of times, and that was the end of it. I mean, literally, these children are thirsting for, not only do they need the structure, they're thirsting for discipline. They need guidance.
Yeah. Kids are like, I know this sounds strange. They're like dogs. They when they're young, they crave discipline. They want to
Dogs,
be known.
man? After the various video we just watched, you're gonna bring up a dogs analogy?
No, like it's in their learning stages. They crave discipline, and what I mean by that is they need to know who they are, where they belong, and where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. And if they don't, and you don't get that done early enough, you end up with problems. And I'm afraid you see it in too many families, with either one child being spoilt more than the other, or you'll get this child getting spoilt different to the other, or you'll get differences for some reasons. But you'll also get mothers that have blameless children. Like, my children will never do anything wrong, so was your children. And that's a lot what you're getting these days. There's one woman I was with, and her child was an absolute, and I mean, like, he was an animal. Like, I've seen him do things. He tried breaking his own sister's leg when she was 2, and he was about 5. Now, there was some kind of sadistic behavior within him that I could see, and I knew it was a problem. But as an outsider, I didn't want to say too much, because you don't want to cause offense. You don't want to say too much. But at the end of the day, you do have to have that conversation sometimes. And I ended up having the conversation. I did. I said, your child has some sadistic problem, and he needs to have a word with him. And she said, have a word with him then. So I did. And I said, how would you feel? How would you feel now if I did what you did to your sister? And he said, well, I wouldn't like it. I said, well, you see the size of me. I said, I can do it if I wanted to, couldn't I? And he said, yeah, you're right. And I said, well, I'm about to. And then when I said I was about to, and that fear kicked in, that he thought I was going to do it, he realized that, oh, actually, this could actually happen to me. And then after about 5 seconds, I said, of course, I'm not going to do it. But you realize for 5 seconds how your sister felt. Now imagine how she felt. And he was like, yeah, that's right. That's right. And that changed him. That changed him just by having that one word. And the thing is, you don't have to go around beating kids. You don't have to go around, smacking them or doing this, or even shouting at them. You don't even have to shout at children. You need to just get to their level, teach them what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
And if they start being... Go on.
Go ahead. No, cutting in. Go ahead.
No. You carry on what you were saying, because I'm kind of packing away, and I'm kind of getting.
Yeah. So let me just clarify what you're saying and build onto it. Like again, so people don't get the wrong idea. There's not really a contradiction between what I'm saying and what you're saying at all. On the contrary. So what I said, spare the rod, spoil the child. You need, spanking. Again, I clarified. It's not flying off the handle. It's not doing crazy things that you see in Hollywood movies. It's a old-fashioned spanking, a hand on the butt, a belt on the butt, someplace safe where you're not actually damaging the child. They're not
The
injuring it.
Bible, believe it or not, in the Old Testament says there's nothing wrong than spanking your child.
There's nothing wrong. It says it's necessary. There's a difference. And let me just
Well,
explain
yeah.
to people that are not getting this, because again, we're conditioned with the wrong idea in our heads. And so when we hear these things, we freak out. So let me clarify, let me define so people understand what I'm saying. Give me this opportunity. Hear me out. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so that child that I just explained to you that was oppositional defiant disorder, look it up. We're talking about multiple personality disorder here. We're talking about a kid that would have been completely psychotic as an adult had she not been
Yeah.
corrected. And she
Yeah.
went from a neighborhood terror, all my family members being terrorized, absolute terror to everyone. Everyone was literally terrified of her. We're scared to approach her. She went from that to literally being the neighborhood sweetheart.
Yeah.
Everyone thought
And
she was my kid.
but it could have ended up being the one that ended up blowing up the whole town one day.
Exactly. That's
You
exactly
know
right.
what I mean?
No exaggeration.
And this is what people don't realize is like if you don't nip it in the bud early, these little things, these little problems that you can nip in the bud when they're younger, if you don't sort them out there and then, they can become big issues in the future.
That's exactly right.
There's no such thing as a perfect parent. There isn't. And being a parent takes a lot of hard work. I know. So being even just being a step parent, I took on the role as a step parent. But when I was a step parent, I didn't just see myself as a step parent. I see myself as that child's parent, proper parent. I took on each and every single one of those 6 children as my own child. And I loved them equally as if they were my own. And I still do. And
That's the other part. That's the part I'm
yeah.
trying to get to, but I can't. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Keep going. Yeah.
And it's hard work because it's like last Christmas, all I wanted to do was see or hear from my previous children who I had spent 3 Christmases with. And I could have had an opportunity where that would have been possible with a conjured up plan. Someone in the family would have been able to make up, but decided not to go ahead of it. However, it caused a lot of problems in the end. Someone had a problem with it, and then let's not go there. But
All right, so let me jump back in here. Sounds like you're waffling a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, again, I'm trying to explain here exactly what you said. I'm getting to that, but let me So again, people can understand what I'm saying here. I said 2.5 spankings for a reason. The first one was quite intense, intentionally, so I can get her attention. The second one was a standard. The third time was a half a spanking. Why? Because at that point, it was getting stupid. At that point, she was, let's say old enough to she was already old enough to understand my words. And that's what I'm saying here. When they're not old enough to understand, then spanking is necessary. But when they're old enough to understand, you can't have a conversation. And at that point, understand if you don't follow, let me finish. Let me finish. If you don't follow these rules, there will be consequences. You can use these words and they will understand it. And having already experienced a spanking, they know what that means. So let me now clarify. Let me draw the big picture for you of what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about just getting angry at your child and then spanking them. I'm talking about you sitting your child down and explaining to them, these are the rules. This is what I expect from you. And you do not deviate from it. And that comes from the father, the disciplinarian, and the mother. The mother and the father both have to agree, and they have to stick to those rules and do not deviate. That kind of consistency, that kind of formation will help them develop better, and they won't freak out, they won't feel listless or whatever. They have proper guidance. And then when they deviate, their behavior gets wrong, you correct it with a spanking. All of a sudden, okay, I can't push the limits. I can't test. I can't do this and that. And they learn.
And usually,
Now,
what you find is
well,
after.
Sorry, let me
I remember.
one more thing, and I'll let you run with
Go
it.
on.
All right. And
Go
so
on.
once you've established the discipline part, you also couple that with the love part, which is what you were talking about. This is not about
Yeah.
being angry with the child and getting revenge. This is about forming adult and setting the rules and the way of life for them for an adult. Because if you don't do it when they're young, then they will learn the hard way when they're old, and that will be very bad. And there's a lack of love in that. So you just set them you set up the discipline, the understanding of how you interact with the world, and you love them throughout, and you especially reward them when they do well.
Yeah.
And that will transform them.
Exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, and it's like what I was about to say as well. And sometimes when it gets to the point of the child beginning to be naughty or beginning to start playing up, sometimes all you have to do then is just even give the eye, and the eye is enough, as if to say, you carry on, you know where this is going, don't you? And that eye that you give them tells them everything they need to know, and it packs in straight away. It's a warning. And it doesn't ever have to even get that far. You see what I mean?
Yeah. And again, yeah, it's kind of like the comedians, especially the black comedians. They'll joke. All you gotta do is get them that look, and know what that means, and they stop.
Yeah,
You don't have to say
the
anything.
look.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember the look of my dad. Now the look. Everyone knows the look. Everyone knows the look.
Yeah.
Even I bet everyone knows the look of their parent.
Yeah. And again,
Everyone. But anyway, it was a great stream. It was good to be back.
Oh, you gotta go. All right.
And yeah, definitely gotta go. It's a shame that we couldn't get the computer fixed, but I'm gonna work on that over the next few weeks. A few days. Sorry, not few weeks, because this whole room's going to be stripped. It's going to be rebuilt. So yeah, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that's going into transforming my property where I live, but also transforming myself, because like I told you, as you know, and as most of my subscribers know, my viewers know, for the past in the past 12 months, I've had 2 relationship breakdowns. I've been in hospital twice, both very serious. Last time I was in intensive care, and I had SATs of 78, and the oxygen level of 78, which is not good at all. So yeah, but also in good news, I've just literally paid for my Sorry, I've just paid for my passport. So I'm looking to go visit the world, and the first place I'm going to start with is Israel. So I'm going to be going over, and I'm going to go and see I can't remember what it's called, but it's the place where all the hostages are.
I don't know. You got me on that one.
Yeah, it's
I mean, anywhere there's Islam, there's hostages. So that could be anywhere, really. I mean, I shouldn't be joking like that, but it's not funny at all.
No. But it's I've already got some friends that I've met online. One of them's an actual like famous TikToker. He goes by Yoav, and he does like beatboxing. So he's on the Instagram as well. So he's gonna show me the ropes. He's gonna take me along. He's gonna show me where Jesus walked and did loads of other stuff.
Nice.
And I'm gonna enjoy it, man. And I'm just gonna focus on myself because, like I said, when you spend 12, 13, years raising kids that are not yours, and you've spent thousands upon thousands of pounds on not just them, but their mothers, and you focus your life on them when you could have gone, I've missed my whole 20s. And I'm at an age now, I'm too old to have kids. And,
But I hear you.
I mean, with my health conditions as well, looking at that, because I have end-stage liver disease, looking at that as well is too much. And I look back and I think, how stupid have I? I should have, if I was going to, I should have been nice to the first girlfriend I had, and then she maybe not have left me. Or I should have went into the Navy and spread the seed across the land. Like,
in the Navy. Like what? Village people.
But I didn't, and unfortunately, God chose me a different way. But I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna biblically as well enjoy doing what I'm doing. There's a chance for me at the moment growing, for me to be part of this massive movement that's going to be taking place, and I'm going to be just working as hard as I can to make myself a better person. Self-development, that's what I'm working on, self-development each time. So that's coming off certain medications, that's getting my transplant, that's going to, I'm seeing every single thing that I do as a success. Even that seeing a different country, to me, that's going to be a success. So yeah, that's what life's going to be for me now. And good old Rocky, my dog. He still knows what a thing is. The toy. You know what I taught him. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get him. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thanks again for being here. This was a great idea. Greatly appreciate it.
No, mate. Anytime. And I'm gonna be doing more of these watching me live streams. Hopefully, once the internet's a bit more stable, and I've worked everything out a lot more. They're going to be a lot more funnier as well, especially when I can actually load up the videos ready that I want to do. So
yeah, and
just
same
getting used
here.
to it again.
Yeah, I mean, I have all these assets. I have 100 assets lined up. I forgot to use a lot of them as we're going. I'm looking at them now. I was like, man, even clicking on the wrong ones. I got to get my. But there's opportunity, as long as I get to keep StreamYard. That's the other thing. All these things are loaded up into StreamYard. So.
Keep StreamYard, man, definitely. Everyone keeps going on about Streamlabs, and honestly, it's not the way to go. Lloyd DeJong wants to go on Streamlabs, and I can't stand the thing. I really can't.
Yeah.
He wants me to go on there, but I don't really want to go on there on Streamlabs. So. But there we go. Anyway, you look after yourself, and
thanks, man.
yeah, take care, man. Are we still on there?
Yeah, we're still on here. Yeah,
I just want to say to everyone as well. Look, if you could, watch and listen, especially if you're off my channel, Look, as they always say over here, what's a coffee? What is a cup of coffee? Yeah. Look, please, my friend, my brother in Christ here, Nico. I have known him a very long time. He does a lot of hard work, and he puts a lot of dedication into the work that he does. And I'm asking you, in fact, I'm pleading with you to go on into the description, go on to the Patreon, and just make a very, very small or whatever you can afford. Just make a donation, and no matter how big or small, even if it's only enough for a coffee, please just help him out because he's going through some struggles that we couldn't even fathom at the moment. Okay, and that's all I can say. And I please pray that you will. I'll do what I can when I can. I'm myself. I'm struggling too, but not as bad as Nico is, and he does need your help. So please, get and help him. He's not like these other guys who are asking on Patreon who have got 112 million followers and all this. Can you come over on Patreon and support me and my work? And this guy genuinely needs your help, and he genuinely needs Patreon right now. So please help him out.
Appreciate that. Yeah. On that note, all I got is I'll use one of my assets to do the talking for me.
What if this is as good as it gets?
Oh.
All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate you doing that. It's yeah, it's embarrassing, but swallow the pride. What can I say? Thank
Right,
you.
it's got to be done, and I would help you, but I'm £1,600 behind on my gas this month.
You too. Yeah, you've helped me, and I
So
appreciate it, man. God bless you. Appreciate that.
you know I would help you if I could.
Thanks.
But I'm about to ask my dad to borrow money. That's not going to go down well. But
Yeah, and if I may, my own little thing here, like yeah, forgive me but prayers are appreciated. Pray for this guy. Again,
yeah, of
another one.
course,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll keep praying. Don't you worry.
And for you too, man. Like for you too. Like yeah, thank you for the praise and you yourself, man. Like the things you do, I don't know if you give yourself enough credit. Again, I always think about that time when the Tommy Robinson rally when they're waiting, lurking, trying to create this chaos, and you just again through bold faith just literally pushed the crowd forward and kept them from falling for the trap, for the ensnarement. Help arguably change world history, man. Like
That's going down the pan soon. You know that.
no.
Yeah. They've a lot of the admin. They've been doing things they shouldn't be doing. Let's put it that way. I don't know if Tommy's involved. We're about to find out in a few months' time. But a lot of team have been sniffing cocaine, doing all sorts. Doing absolutely all sorts. With money that was supposed to go to Peter Lynch's funeral as well. The guy who killed himself in prison, being scared of being killed by a Muslim. So yeah. So people are not happy, and if that gets out to the British public, and if they find out, they can go skip, and that's why there has been arrangements already for a new movement to be made, which will be led by someone completely different, someone that's already trusted, someone that's already well known, and there's 4 other people already well known and trusted with them that are going to help them do it too. So, and I'm one of them. So I'll be doing the Christian side of it. I'll be writing the Christian newsletters. So for that.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. You got the passion for it. You got the heart for it. I think you got the right person to do the job.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so anyway, you look after yourself, Nico.
Thanks, man. God bless
You
you.
know
man.
where I am.
Anytime. This was really cool. It was a bit rough. It was here and there. Got to knock off the rust, as I say. But anyways, yeah. Hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah.
And again, thanks for doing this. It was a great idea.
Cheers, buddy. You take care.
All right, God bless.
God bless, man. Bye bye.
We will face
I shouldn't be up here.
news for the first time ever anywhere.
And very evidently so.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you continue to look away?
Weird. I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
And to think that this was the cause of it all.
Thanks a lot.